What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Friday video. It's Friday, April 2nd. Hope everyone had a great time yesterday. Played a little pranks, April Fool's Day. We're going to talk about the wild ride of Bitcoin this week. We're going to go over a little bit of news. We're going to cover Bitcoin, do a little technical analysis, and maybe cover a little history. That's this week on Crypto Future of Finance. Let's get right into it. So, Bitcoin 4-hour chart, it's trying to break over 60. It's hit 60K a couple times here. So if we zoom in and take a look at what's going on up here. So here's this run up we had over the last several hours. And you notice how it makes a move and then it retraces and makes a move and then it retraces, makes a move, pulls back, makes a move. This is very clear. These are bull flags right here. So it comes up and it's like a little flag and it's descending slightly. So that's called a bull flag. Pumps up again, bull flag. Pumps up, pumps up. So here we are getting ready for the next little pump up. We kept hitting this level, this 59,390, basically 59,400. We've been tapping off of that. This is currently a resistance level that we just broke out of. And when I mean resistance, when I say resistance, I mean that there are a lot of sellers. There are a lot of people that are trying to sell at this price point right here. How do we know that? One is that you can look at the exchange and look at all of the orders. So you can look at the bid and ask orders or buy and sell orders. You can kind of scroll through those and you can see where there's big amounts of Bitcoin being sold or being purchased. So another way is you can tell where the price comes up and it taps. It hits up against a certain level, and in order to figure out where that level is, you just see where it stops and you mark it. And the way you mark it is so let's go down here. So these are the little wicks. So let's go to the top of these candles right here. So we just put our cursor and our line right over the top of these candles, and then what you do is you hit you press the Alt key and the H key, and it marks that spot for you. And then it tells you over here what the price is. So you can see that there's some support here, which then became, resistance here, which then became support. So resistance, 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 resistance. It broke through the resistance, it pulled back, and then it bounced off of that former resistance line, which is now support. So again, up here, resistance, it broke through, went up to this point right here, came and bounced off, went back up to the same point, kept bouncing, 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 finally broke through, and it is pulled back in between these 2 points right here, and now we're bouncing off of this line. So this has proven to be, over the last several hours, each candle being a 4-hour chart, each candle is 4 hours. So this has proven, this level right here is proven to be some pretty strong resistance. A lot of people are trying to sell to help suppress the price. The average Joe does not want the price to stay low. They want the price, just like everyone else, most of us anyway, they want the price to skyrocket, like right now. They want it to be $1 million tomorrow. You want to wake up one day and be wealthy. But the big money, that's not how it works. The big money, they help keep the price down because they're not done filling their bags yet. That's really what's going on. So we want to look at volume. So volume is starting to decrease. It is Friday, but volume is starting to decrease. We're currently not seeing a falling price. We're seeing increasing price, but falling volume. The MACD is starting to slope down. So we've come to a point where we're at a sell signal here, and we're in a down slope. And then RSI, your relative strength index, strength of the market, we're in a descending channel. And we're kind of in the middle, not just a little bit above the middle. So it could go other way. I mean, we could see a breakout, and this could turn up, and we could see a break higher. Hopefully, I don't know if it's going to be enough to break past this point here, which is 59,905. So you're almost at 60K. So I don't know. My guess is that we're probably not going to see a move above 60,000 until Monday. A lot of traders take a break over the weekend. Sometimes things get a little crazy on the weekends, but typically majority of the people they don't do a lot of trading on the weekends. So that's Bitcoin. If we look at a larger time frame, if we zoom out to the daily and we look at where we've come from here, I mean, it's just moving up. If we do a longer, like that, like this, we're in an ascending channel here. I mean, eventually we're going to see a break out of this, but again, when is that going to happen? I mean, it could continue higher and then we don't get a break until later on. Maybe when we hit 70, 80K, we get a break lower and it falls back down to the $60,000 mark. But we won't know until more time progresses, until we get more data, more information. You get more information every day. So another thing to look, of course, anytime you're doing your chart and you're looking at Bitcoin and you're trying to, forecast, you're looking into your crystal ball, but you're doing your technical analysis and you're trying to figure out where it's going, what direction is it headed. Make sure and check the temperature. So look at your fear and greed index. Crypto fear and greed index. Just go on Google. Google's your friend, and just Google crypto fear and greed. And the last couple of days, it's been around the 74 mark. So, foot's on the gas pedal, but we're not way over here. So, right now is not the time to be too alarmed. You always want to be prepared. If you're in a trade currently, you want to make sure you have your stop loss in place. So, that prevents you from losing all your money. And, you want to put your stop loss in just a little bit below or right around where you bought in. And if the trade doesn't pan out, well, then that's just a failed trade. The trade didn't work and you didn't lose any money, really. If you got $100,000 in a trade, you definitely want to have a stop loss. I mean, if you got $100 in a trade and you're not willing to lose 20, well, then you need to have your stop loss in place. And then you go and you do your technical analysis and you look for your next entry point. But right now, we're not too greedy, but we're up there. So this typically keeps the price kind of moving. Another thing to look at is your Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin dominance actually is down. Normally, Bitcoin dominance is in this level here, but we're in the 60s to percentile range. We have these surges above where Bitcoin's really taking off and all the altcoins are kind of bleeding out. Everything's red except Bitcoin. But right now, people are taking profits. People are taking profits on Bitcoin, and they're putting their money into the alternate coins. So the altcoins, alternate of Bitcoin. So you see here, all of this money right here is being put into altcoin. So if we zoom back in and look at the 4 hour where we were before, and we were looking at this point right here. See, people are selling and the price comes down, and then people buy back in because there are a lot of people out there that want to buy Bitcoin. People buy back in, the price goes back up here, and people sell. And it goes down, and then it goes back up, and people sell. And you can tell this because you can see these really long wicks. See, the price action is kind of weak here, and it's getting weaker as it's going down. So that's why you have these small little candle bodies with these big long wicks. So people are selling, and they're taking profits, and that's evidenced right here. They're selling off Bitcoin and taking profits, and then they're putting their money into the alternate coins. And so for the news, there's been a lot of things going on. I mean, if you haven't figured it out already, I mean, obviously you're here, you're watching this video, you may be part of our group, which if you're not, by the way, go check out our Facebook group. It's Facebook /groups/crypto future of finance. There's a link as well in the description below. But this week has been particularly interesting for mass adoption, just all around the planet. So, and this is all about Bitcoin, really, all this news. But anything that any attention that is brought to Bitcoin helps the overall market. Okay, so whether you're about the decentralization of blockchain technology, this is going to help. This is going to bring awareness to that. If you're all about making money and being an early adopter and getting in on the ground floor and becoming wealthy, like you missed your opportunity, to get Amazon and Microsoft and companies like that. Well, here's your opportunity. This all plays into it. So something that was announced, which has been going on behind the scenes. They've been working on this for a while, but it was just announced this week that Visa, okay, and most of you have a Visa card in your wallet or purse, whether it be a credit or a debit card. But Visa is now going to support the settlement of payments with USDC stablecoin. So there are several stablecoins out there, and I've mentioned stablecoins before. They're basically like a digital dollar. It's not the US dollar in digital form. It's a cryptocurrency that matches the value and is stable against the US dollar. So it is a digital currency, and when you're on the exchanges and you're making trades, you should be settling or selling your currencies into USDT or USDC or Paxos or some other type of stable coin. Tether and USDC are one of the two biggest. Tether actually being the largest. It just makes it easier. It's faster, and then you can go right back into another currency from the stablecoin. But nonetheless, so what does this mean? It means awareness. It means mass adoption. It means that big institutions, financial institutions, are in the cryptocurrency space, and this is nothing new. They didn't just decide to come up with this idea overnight. They've been working on this for years. They've been realizing that blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies are not going anywhere. So they realize the benefits of it, and they're going to start employing it in their own systems, in their own ecosystems. So One of the companies that I've talked about before in one of my earlier videos about getting started with cryptocurrency and where to buy crypto and stuff is Crypto.com. So Crypto.com is the first company that is going to be utilizing the settlement of payments through the USDC stablecoin. So on Crypto.com's platform, you can buy cryptocurrencies and you can sell your currencies into a stablecoin USDC. And this is the ticker right here, USD coin. And it is based on the Ethereum blockchain. So the USDC currency, USD coin, is built on the Ethereum blockchain. This is one of the things that help Ethereum and other currencies like it move up in price. A lot of projects are built on Ethereum, and if you haven't noticed, Ethereum is moving up in price right now. So, Crypto.com, they have their own Visa card. I've showed these to you in a previous video, and anytime you make a purchase with that Visa debit card, what you're doing is you're basically using your crypto to buy stuff anywhere Visa is accepted. So if any of you are wondering, well, I have this cryptocurrency and how do I spend it? How do I use it? Well, this is one way. This is a way anywhere Visa is accepted. You could go buy your groceries, or you could buy gas, or go to the movies, or go to a concert. Someday we'll when all this chaos is over, we'll be able to go do those things again. If you got enough currency on your Visa debit card from Crypto.com, you go buy yourself a car. I mean, it's pretty crazy with all the things you could do. But anyway, so it's being settled through USD coin on Crypto.com. They're the first company that's going to be doing this, and more. Just watch. There's going to be more news coming out once somebody does it, because a lot of people don't want to be the first. But once a company does it, there are going to be more companies that follow. And they're going to jump on the bandwagon. They're going to realize how easy it is. They are going to figure out how cheap it is. They can save money by doing this. Merchant fees, 3% on average. Merchant fee adds up. When you're doing millions and millions of dollars in revenue, the 3% adds up quick. But if you can reduce the cost of settling transactions, anything you can do to reduce expenses. If you're a business owner, you understand this. Digital currency comes to Visa's settlement platform. Again, with the direct acceptance of payments in USD coin, Visa forges new connections between digital and traditional currencies. So, this goes into another payment platform, which I've mentioned before. One of the largest on the planet, PayPal. And I mentioned in a previous video not too long ago that PayPal is buying crypto. They've been buying Bitcoin, and they buy on average 900 Bitcoin per day. That's how much Bitcoin is mined in any given day, is 900 Bitcoin. And PayPal is buying up all of it. And they're not the only company that's doing that. There are several other companies that are buying 900 a day, 400 per day, 200 per day. It's amazing how much Bitcoin is being purchased per day. But PayPal, not only have they been buying crypto and buying Bitcoin especially, but now they're going to let their US users pay with Bitcoin or Ethereum and Litecoin. So if you have a PayPal app and PayPal account and you do online shopping and you buy stuff online with your PayPal account, you will now be able to use Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin that is going to be in your PayPal digital wallet to make purchases. So I've showed this to you, this website. This is PayPal's webpage, Crypto for the People. Okay, you can now buy cryptocurrencies in the PayPal app. And then you can use that to buy stuff online. PayPal launches crypto checkout service for businesses. So they're going to make it easy for companies to accept cryptocurrency payments from their consumers. PayPal has started allowing U.S. customers to use their cryptocurrency holdings to pay at millions of its online merchants globally. That's not just the United States. That's all around the planet. So what did I show you here? Allowing people to use Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. I'll pause while you write that down. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. So what do you think that's going to do to the price? Do you think that when people start, millions around the globe, start using Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin to make payments on merchant websites, do you think that's going to cause the price to go down? Or do you think that's going to cause the price to go up? I'm thinking it's going to go up. Customers who hold Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash even, Litecoin in their PayPal digital wallets will now be able to convert their holdings into fiat currencies instantly at checkout to make your purchases. So you don't have to send your Bitcoin or your Litecoin to an exchange and then sell it into USDC or Tether and then transfer, wait for it to settle and then transfer the money to your bank account from your exchange account. And those transfers can take up to 10 days depending on, what system you're using. This gives you instant access, instant liquidity to make purchases. And the significance of this, because there have been other ways to do this. Cash App is one of them. I've talked about that before. You just sell your Bitcoin and boom, you got money in your Cash App and use your debit card from your Cash App and you go and you make a purchase. Same thing on crypto.com. You just top up your crypto.com card, your debit card, with there are different kinds of currencies you can do that with. You just top up your card with how much you need and boom, instantly available. You can go right to an ATM and withdraw money right there, cash in hand, fiat currency right in your hands. ATM fee free, up to a certain amount depending on the type of card you have. This is going to push mass adoption. Okay, we're in the bottom of that S curve, but man, we're starting to make the incline. It's going to happen very quickly. So the service is going to be available at all of its 29 million merchants in the coming months. 29 million merchants globally. So another bit of news that ties into this, I've talked about Bakkt before. Bakkt is the New York Stock Exchange. They're going to be doing different things, a lot of different things. And Bakkt initially was to get into the digital asset market in order to get into the Bitcoin futures, basically. What they realized, which a lot of major financial institutions realized because they were kind of behind the eight ball on this, they didn't think that Bitcoin was going to be around very long. Well, joke's on them. But anyway, they were trying to get into Bitcoin futures. There are plenty of Bitcoin futures out there all around the world, including the CME, the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So CME Bitcoin futures has been around for a while. So when they started up, they had several companies Starbucks, I've mentioned before. Microsoft was another company. Another one was Best Buy and Golf Now, Choice Hotels. So they're shifting, and they're trying to catch up very quickly. But one of the things that they're doing is they have a digital app that is for your reward. So if you have loyalty points or a reward account, for say your Starbucks app, for example, if you have a Starbucks app and you go and you buy coffee through the app, you get the little stars, and then those stars add up to get free coffee and pastries and discounts on things. But you can only use those stars at Starbucks. What this is going to do is it's going to aggregate all of your loyalty rewards accounts into one app. So all the companies that partner with Bakkt, and there'll just be more that, again, people don't want to be first, but once this gets going, there'll be a lot of other companies that'll jump on the bandwagon. You can convert a lot of your loyalty points into cash, and you can even manage gift cards through your digital wallet here. So that's Bakkt. That's New York Stock Exchange. The last little bit of news that I have for you, there's always all kinds of news, and you can go online. Again, Google is your best friend, but something that I think is pretty significant, and that is Coinbase. So Coinbase is the second largest exchange based here in the United States. They are trying to become a one-stop shop for everything crypto. They have a banking license. They're basically going to be a crypto bank. That is their goal. And one of their strategies to dominate the market is to go public. This has been a rumor for quite a while, almost a year, maybe even a little longer. There have been murmurs about Coinbase going public one day. Well, it's here. It's happening. They received approval from the SEC. They're going public. Wall Street Journal. Coinbase Global sets direct listing April 14th to go public. So they're going to be listed on the New York Stock Exchange. They're going to be available to regular investors, people who are used to doing traditional investing in the stock market, people who have no idea what cryptocurrencies are, what blockchain technology is, and they're going to be exposed to Coinbase. And these traditional financial people are going to start doing their due diligence, and they're going to do their fundamentals. They're going to investigate the company and how long has the company been around and how much money is in the company and what are their products and services that they offer and what's the competition and all this stuff. And they're going to find out that, holy moly, Coinbase is big. And what is this overall crypto market? It's going to bring more awareness. It's going to allow Coinbase to do more cool stuff. So look for some promotions, look for some big news, keep your eye out on Coinbase and things that are going to be happening. When a new coin gets listed on Coinbase, the coin pumps up in price. Sometimes it's huge. It can go up 100%. It's crazy what the power of Coinbase can do to a cryptocurrency that has just kind of been flailing in the wind, in the low ranks, and then all of a sudden it gets picked up by Coinbase, and then everybody goes nuts. So keep your eye on that. One of the ways to figure out what coins might be up and coming for Coinbase is to look at Coinbase Custody. They usually list the coins that are not on the regular exchange. So there's Coinbase Pro and Coinbase.com. So Coinbase Pro are for higher net worth investors or professional investors. Coinbase.com is what is available to everybody. But if you go onto the Coinbase Custody website, it will show you all the different coins that you can hold in the wallets. And Coinbase has a wallet, digital wallet. So if the currency is not on Coinbase.com or not on Coinbase Pro, but you do see it in Coinbase custody, there's a good chance that it's going to get listed on Coinbase Pro. Usually it goes on Coinbase Pro first, and then it goes to Coinbase.com. So again, mass adoption is happening. Coinbase is going public on the 14th. This could also be an opportunity for traditional investors who like stocks to invest in the stock of Coinbase. That could be an opportunity for you. Do your research. It's always a risk when you're investing in anything. But this could be a good opportunity, because as Bitcoin increases in value, being that Coinbase, its business is Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as a whole. But as the overall market of crypto increases in value, the market cap is over $2 trillion, so will the stock rise in price. I mean, you could basically, like burning a candle at both ends, making money in more than one way. Barron's, Coinbase to go public later this month. So there are a lot of people talking about this in the crypto market. This, like I say, it's important. A lot of people, if you're not paying attention, you miss out on a lot of information. And then one day you wake up and Bitcoin is everywhere, and you're like, where'd this come from? Why am I using Bitcoin in my Starbucks app? What is that? So don't get left out in the cold. Be ahead of what's going on. I talked in a previous video about being a wolf. Being aware of your surroundings and knowing, what is going on, and you want to be able to take advantage of the news that can move the market and rumors and these. It's very interesting how news can make a particular currency pump in price one way or another. So it's a good idea to keep on top of some of the news in the cryptocurrency space. So next up, let's talk a little bit about history. Some very interesting things happened this time in history back in 2010, and you've probably heard this story before. So let's take a look. Okay, so way back, a long time ago in 2010, there was a programmer. His name's Laszlo. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Laszlo H. So he bought a couple pizzas. And if you've heard the story before, great. You can fast forward to the end of the video because we're almost done. If you haven't heard this story, it's funny, but it's really, really sad. With Bitcoin being at around that $60,000 mark, he paid 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 Papa John's pizzas. 2 Papa John's pizzas. 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas. This was back on May 22nd. So coming up on May 22nd is Bitcoin Pizza Day. That's a lot of money. $613 million for 2 pizzas. That's over 300 million a pie. Just think how sick you would be if you realized that you paid over $300 million for 1 pizza. Moral of the story: be aware of what you got. Do your research. Do your due diligence. It's easy to look back in time and say that, hindsight is 20/20. Well, sure. But there's more than just your own experiences that you can look at. I mean, this is how we learn as a people. You look to your parents when you're growing up, not always, but your parents are examples for you, and your parents try to provide education based on their own experiences. Hey, when I was a kid, I did this thing, and don't you do that same thing because you're going to get in trouble, just like I did. And sometimes we listen and sometimes we don't. But as we get older, hopefully we tend to listen to the lessons of the past. And here's one of them, a really big one. Back in May of 2010, Bitcoin was really, really cheap. I mean, it was really cheap. So, what, I guess he really needed the pizzas. I guess he was really hungry. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't making money programming. But imagine how much that burger that you buy every day at McDonald's, or that coffee that you get at your favorite coffee shop, if you're eating out every day, if you're spending money every day on things that you don't really need to spend money on, and you take that $5, $10, $15, $20 a day that you're spending on things that you don't really need, and you put it into something like Bitcoin or some other type of financial instrument that has very good potential, what's the cost? Ponder that. This is not something that, and if some of you are familiar with who I am and where I went to school, we probably took the same class in our hometown, and it was a personal finance class, and it was required, one of the required class to take. One of the things that I remember vividly from this class, and it's not something that was spent a lot of time on, but it was in the course, and that was compounding interest. And we spent a little time talking about, if you put, it was like $20 a day or $10 a day. We did a couple different calculations. But if you just took a little bit of money every day and you put it into the bank, and back then I think the interest rate was around 7 or 8% or something like that. And in 20 years, how much money would you have with compounding interest? And it was pretty amazing at the results that we got. They were all, I remember hearing a lot of gasps in the class, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. Well, you take that concept and then you add light speed to it. It won't take 20 years to make a nice chunk of change if you do it correctly in this market, in the cryptocurrency market. We are early adopters. Those people who are paying attention right now and wanting to get into the market to have a nice little nest egg, or to make some money quickly, or maybe you're looking for the next best investment because you're a high net worth individual and you're used to taking risks. There are so many tools available to you in this market that will blow you away. You won't even believe it when you see them. Take your time. Do your research. Watch my videos. Watch them more than once. Refer your friends to these videos. Look up other videos on YouTube. Join our trading group It's more of just like a crypto group. It's a place to share information and ask questions without worrying about being teased or, "Oh, that's a dumb question." No question is a dumb question. I started out not really knowing anything about crypto. And once I started researching cryptocurrency, I was kicking myself for not getting involved earlier. And why was I not paying attention? But now I am. And now I want you to pay attention too. I don't want you to get left behind. So that's going to be it for this week. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Have fun out there. If you're in the Southwest somewhere, it's going to be really hot. Here in Utah, it's supposed to be 80 degrees tomorrow, and it's only March, or no, it's April. Wow, time is going by so quickly. It's just the beginning of April, so it's not even officially spring yet, and we're already looking at 80-degree weather. I think it's going to be a scorcher this summer. But anyway, you guys have a great weekend. We'll talk to you again next Friday. There could be a little follow-up video during the week for some little technical analysis and charts. I post charts in the Facebook group, and then sometimes I'll do a follow-up video on those. So keep an eye out for that, and you guys have a great weekend and a great night.